If you love nail art and chrome but can't use any gels, this one's going to be for you. What's up, nail crew? It's Nicole, your fellow nail obsessed DIYer. Today we are testing how do dip liquids work with chromes, and we're going to use these little tiny eyeliner brushes to try to do some chrome designs with dip liquids only, and then use the chrome powder. If you're new here, welcome. I am on a mission to teach everyone that they can do their own nails at home, and I'm going to show you how easy different designs can be, and we are going to have so much fun together. If you have been here for a while, thanks for coming back. The first thing that we're going to do is dip our nails in these two gorgeous colors. The green is called Or Are You Thirsty for More? It's a shimmer, but it reflects all these colors when you see it in the light in the sun. It is so cool. And the blue that I'm going to use is called I Know Places. Both are from OG Dip Powder. And I was going for like a fall look. I wanted a very fall with some fun chrome accents on it. Looking back at the mani, I should have used one more color. I feel like I should have used a shimmery like burnt orange or like a maroonish red, but at the time I didn't think about it until after I saw my nails and realized like I feel like it would have looked better. Whenever you're dipping with a shimmer, you can pour the dip powder over, and I tend to get the best applications when I pour my shimmer powders over. I once in a while, if it's a shimmer that has like a really shimmery like silver or something, on a previous mani I laid my nail flat for the shimmer, but for the most part with shimmers, I like to pour the powder over. And you can see on my nails, look at that even thin application, okay? This is what we're always going for. You want to do more thin layers than less thick layers. And you can see just by how I applied and the quality of the liquids that plays into it as well. When you apply your layers really thinly and then you pour over the powder, you're going to get a much more even application as compared to when you dip your nails in. If you're new on my channel, I don't go for aesthetics in my videos. I go for like what things look like in reality. I try to keep it as real as possible. I am trying to show you what's going to work the best for your nails especially if you are new. When I'm using this gorgeous blue, it almost has like a chromey sheen effect to it. And I knew I had to pour that powder over as well. It is a shimmer. It also looks amazing chromed. I decided not to chrome the actual dip powders, and I'm gonna go in with a gold chrome that I have and try to do some designs with that. Another tip for applying your dip powders is you want to get a majority of the liquid off the brush before you actually put it down on your finger. This is when you want to press the brush into your nail when you're actually applying the dip base. Anytime I float liquids over, that is when I'm doing the top coating process. So for dip base, you want to push those dip liquids onto your nail. If you start with the dip base brush back away from your cuticles and then push it back towards the back of your cuticle and then drag it down your finger, drag it down your nail, to the tip, that's when you are going to get the more even application. And since you only have a little bit of base on your brush, since you wiped a majority of it off, you really want to make sure the base gets everywhere on your nails so it doesn't leave spots. Now we're going to jump into trying to use these eyeliner brushes and do some chrome nail art. Okay, the first thing is you have to go with a plan. Did I do that? Absolutely not. I knew that I wanted to use chrome. Did I think of some designs and have them in my head? Nope, I just grabbed the little eyeliner tool and started going for it. And that's typically what I do. So when you guys see my mistakes, it is because I don't typically plan stuff. I just go for it and see what happens. I feel like, I don't know, it's just very me. So I grabbed the eyeliner brush and dabbed it on my nail and then realized, well, I think I put a little bit too much in certain areas and not enough on the sides. So I tried to add a little bit more of the dip base, and then I used the other eyeliner brush to go in and just kind of dab the gold chrome on. The gold chrome is called Queen Bee. It is so, so gorgeous. What you do not want to do is you do not want to try to brush the chrome off before it is dry. Okay, did I do that? Yes. Then I smeared some of my chrome, not thinking that the chrome needs to be dried. I don't know why I thought that. I impulsively do things. If you've noticed on my videos, I definitely am impulsive with some of the things that I do. So I just go for it and don't think it through. But I like to tell you all the things not to do. So here's what you're not going to do. Do not go in and not have a plan. Don't do what I do. Have a plan. If you are going to use dip liquids to do chromes, I would say you have to be able to work pretty quickly, and 2, very flexible because it's not like using gels. You don't have all this time to mess around with the gels. Once you put the dip base down, it's going to be where it's going to be. Now, thinking about it like afterwards and thinking about what I just did and what I messed up, here's what I would definitely do if I was using chromes and dip powder again to do nail art. I would try to do either little dots or pretty straight lines, or do like an area of my, an area of my nail. Like if I was going to do like cheetah or whatever, cheetah leopard print, something like that. That gives you a little bit more wiggle room onto how your design should be. I was trying to do some abstract designs, and some parts look chunky, some look thinner, and it was hard to get the dip to go where I wanted to with that little brush and without flooding it everywhere. And then I did this off camera, I tried to like fix it a little bit by pushing it around, and the chrome did not want to push around. So another thing that you don't want to do if you are trying to use chromes and dip liquids to do designs is do not try to remotely brush it off before it is dry. You will smear it like I did on my middle finger. But in true Nicole fashion, I just went with it. I already spent all this time doing my application, and I absolutely loved how the application of the green and blue went. So I was like, yep, there is no way I'm taking this off. My cuticle lines look good. My application was nice and thin. We are going with it for this mani. The nice thing about using dip liquids with chrome, even though it was kind of a disaster, is that you can cap it with clear dip powder and then finish your mani like normal. That's what was so great about it. So I am determined to keep trying to do some like easier designs with it, even though this one was a bit messy and disastrous looking. It wasn't horrible. It was going on the mani fails, but you know what? I feel like I have to have a lot of fails before I get ones that I really like. If you are still struggling with basic dip application and not ready to try anything, but just need to focus on that, then make sure you check out the first pinned comment and my description. I'm going to have a link to my Dip Nails 101. It is the ultimate guide for dipping your nails at home. It gives you everything you need from prep to application to removal, and it's over 45 pages of everything I've gathered over the past 4 years, so you have it all in one place. Now we're going to jump into doing a little bit of buffing and shaping of this mani. I want to leave a little in just to show you, like, this is how I go around my nails with a hand file, and then I like to smooth out the top. Whenever you're dipping, dip adds a little bit of bulk to your nails, so I find I have to fix up my shaping just a little bit. Sometimes my shaping gets a bit wonky and I have to do more filing, but for the most part, I can just do a little bit of shaping and then go through and buff my nails nice and smooth so that my top coat goes on and it doesn't look funky and uneven. After I finish buffing and shaping, I always make sure that I go through and wipe my nails with isopropyl alcohol on a lint-free wipe or a paper towel to make sure that I didn't leave any of the dust on them, because you definitely don't want that showing up on your top coating. Everything will show when you top coat. I'm using OG dip liquids, and you want to make sure that you follow the instructions for whatever dip liquids you're using. I've seen a lot of posts on Facebook recently in the nail groups that I'm in of people struggling with getting their dip liquids to work properly for top coating, and they're getting streaks or their top coat's not looking shiny. It is super important that you follow the instructions of whatever liquids you're doing. So when I give you instructions for the liquids that I'm using, make sure that if you're using these liquids, you follow them, or whatever dip liquids you're using, use their instructions. So for OGs, you do heavy activator on 5 nails. And then when you get to your pinky, you count to 10 and immediately go in with 2 to 3 quick strokes, and you have to make them thin and float them. And I do the floating over all of my dip manis, regardless of what brand of liquids I'm doing. That I do the same. So I always float my dip top coat. It's different than using dip base. Your dip top coat, I do float, whereas dip base, I really press into my nails. I found that pressing the dip top coat into your nails often contaminates it, so I just got into the habit of floating, and that's worked really well. Capping your edges with the dip top coat is the step that you want to do regardless of the brand that you're using, because that's going to help seal the dip mani in. Now, if you want to learn more about dip nails and some of the reasons that they lift, make sure you check out this next video. Thanks so much for joining me today, Nail Crow.